Dashboard, 70. PA, I think we're at 15. Yeah, 15. All right, let's see what we got here. Should Apex continue to offer up to 20 accounts or lower this amount to lower the attraction of fraud and scheme? I mean, I don't really care personally because I don't see myself ever using 20, but I think keeping 20 is what appeals to a lot of people in the first place. So yeah. At times, Apex will offer 1 day to pass, but otherwise it is 7 trading days to pass an evaluation account. Should Apex lower the standard time frame to just 5 days? I think that would definitely help. 7 days is a lot. A lot of people are passing quicker than that just to get to the PA account. So anything less than 7 is good. Should Apex continue at times to offer 1 day to pass, understanding that this does speed up the process for scammers and schemers? You know, I wouldn't be hurtful if they got rid of it, but at the same time, it is very appealing if you're looking to add accounts. I'm very 50-50 on this. I would actually lean probably that 51% towards getting rid of 1 day to pass. I think that would actually help. Should Apex continue at times? I'm going to say no. Should Apex continue at times to run discount promotions, for example, 80% off, knowing that these low prices? Yeah, but see this, you have to keep these because that's what everyone's looking for, not just the scams and schemes. Would you like to see more larger account packages at discount pack? I don't really care about those. The structure of the bigger accounts is such crap that nobody wants them anyway. So what I would rather see this question say, would you like us to change the structure? Like if it got a lot closer to that 1.1, 1-to-1 or like 1 to like 1.25 or something like that, that would be so much better. People would pay more money to have the bigger accounts if the structure was better. Like I pay for the 250K, but I can withdraw 4K instead of 3K, right? Like I get the same amount of drawdown for the evaluation as I do the PA account, right? Those types of things. I only have to make 7,000 and I have a 6,000 drawdown or 6,500 drawdown, just like the 50K accounts, you know, stuff like that. Like change the structure of the bigger accounts, not the pricing. I understand rules and guidelines are needed to prevent scams and schemes and assure contracts are followed. Should tougher rules be across the board to prevent these, or should there be probation status for offenders and ease up the rules on those consistently trading? I've always said this, you need more manpower so that you can sift through the accounts and figure out who's actually scamming and who is actually trading. If someone's actually trading but like didn't follow the rules for a day or two, put them on probation, make them retrade that day or two. Like that makes sense. Across the board it is unfair. They're saying so nobody can claim unfair, but you doing it across the board is unfair. Should Apex require the safety net be left in the account during the first 4 withdrawal periods to discourage schemes of one-time payment and blowing accounts to help traders not blow accounts? Should this be required across the board like most companies or just for offenders? Definitely not across the board. I don't really agree for anyone. I mean, I've leaned towards that because what if somebody gets the payout and it's their first one and they just want to take it out? I mean, now granted, if the rules always said that this wasn't an option, it'd be different, but you've already went down this road and now it is an option, and it's why a lot of people use Apex in the first place. So if you get rid of this option, a lot of people are going to leave. So I'm going to say never for anyone. I think it's up to them, again, to hire more people to combat the scams and the schemes. I think it's very possible to look at each account and see which ones are scamming, which ones are scheming, etc., and get rid of them. It's pretty obvious. You just have to have people go in and do it. I understand that if probation status is used, this will create complaints, issues, drama, and people being upset and spreading negativity. Part of being a business. I agree to not fall prey to this, and I agree to help support Apex to battle. What is this question? I mean, whatever. That shouldn't be a question. You're like making me answer a question. Like, if I hit disagree, are you gonna disregard my entire like poll here that survey? Like, anyways, I understand there is no way for Apex to loosen up the rules. You guys want to loosen up the rules? Like, come on with the proofreading. You're telling me that you wrote all these questions and you just submitted it without sending it to all the 15, 20 mods you have in Discord to read through this and proofread it. Loosen up the rules to make payouts quicker without opening up more possibilities of scams and schemes and windfall traders. There must be safeguards in place, and this will cause whining and complaining as well. No period. I mean, again, what does this question accomplish? What does it accomplish? This doesn't... my answer means nothing to anything. You're asking a question that you already know an answer to on the back end. And what I say to this means nothing. All this is saying is like, yes, I agree with you, or no, I don't agree with you. And if I don't agree with you, what are you going to do? This is not solving an issue. This is just you hoping that I agree with you to like boost your ego or something. These questions, they're not actual questions to help. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, of course I agree, but at the same time, should Apex lower the contract size allowed on each plan to cut down on windfall traders and those looking to get rich quick payouts and schemes? Yes, they should. I mean, will it suck if you're doing 1 day to pass? Like, if they lower this but keep 1 day to pass, it'll suck. But I don't think it's 100% necessary. If a payout approval and review schedule is clearly posted and stated not to send tickets or inquiries until after a certain date, should that be honored and followed? Or should traders be allowed to blow up customer support and social media with questions and inquiries and tying up staff from processing your requests? Those that do this and clog the system for everyone should they automatically be moved to the last day of the period for review outcome of approved or denied? Should there be a penalty for clogging the system and not following procedure? And the penalty be they won't find out the outcome of the request until the last day? This is literally elementary to high school type shit. What am I reading? What am I reading? If you don't pick me, you can't use my ball. If you don't pick me, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. What is this? This is absolutely disgusting to read. I am ashamed to read this. I really am, for Apex. How did you put these questions on a survey and think that it was okay? If they don't hire somebody to do PR today, I don't even care who it is. It can't be worse than who's doing it right now. This is horrible. This literally says, if I can't play, if you don't pick me, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. That is exactly what that question says. On top of this, a big gripe that I've had is every time that they say, don't trade the account, yada, 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 not everyone's in the Discord. You need to have some kind of email, a blast email sent out right away. When the problem's happening, something needs to go out that everyone can see. And it's on them at that point if they don't read their emails, because that's their whatever their main source of communication on their account. You could even set up a text. Like, they could put their phone number in there, and if something's happening, you send out a blast text saying, hey, we're having issues with Rhythmic. Do not trade the account. Do not send a support ticket. But no, we don't know that unless we go to the website or if we're in the Discord. And that is not fair to people that end up sending a ticket that are not in the Discord or that don't immediately go to the website. They don't know. They didn't know. All they know is that they're having issues, right? I'm just going to put there should be no penalty so we can move on from this question, because these last 3 questions are absolutely, I don't know. Would like to see 10 trading days for payout requests be lowered to only 8 days. Sure. Why not? I think a lot of people the only reason most of their strategies are based around $200-300 a day is because that's what would get them to pay out. If you increase it or lower it to 8 days, it'll probably become $300-400 a day kind of thing. So I mean, I don't see why that would be bad. Should Apex get rid of the request periods of 1st through 5th and 15th through 20th and allow requests anytime? As soon as you, yeah, of course. I mean, I always thought that should be a real thing anyway. See, now we're getting into real questions, right? Those are real questions that are actually being polled, and I feel like they're going to get pretty obvious answers for most of these. If the request dates ranges were removed, would you like to see Apex review and process on a daily, ongoing schedule of some type? Why wouldn't you? There would be cutoff times and, of course, additional times for those needing reviews. We would figure out details, but this structure would allow for quicker and more payouts. So again, I feel like these are obvious answers. Who's going to say no to that? Once a week processing and payout is better. Let me read these because these all seem like everyone's going to say yes anyway, but they put different ones. I'd like to see quick processing right away upon request. That's fine. Daily reviews with 2 set days per week of payouts. I mean, honestly, any of those would work, right? It would be better than what it is now. I said this would be better for a business overall anyway, because you then aren't getting lump sum requests all at once, right? You would just get them throughout the month. So as long as you have somebody working, right, on these every day, then you should be able to keep up a lot easier. It wouldn't just be like 1st through the 5th, boom, basically gang banged with requests. Same with the 15th through the 20th. Now you get a bunch on the 1st, a bunch on the 3rd, you know, like it's spread out. It would make a lot more sense. Should Apex do away with the no flipping rules and find other ways to assure there's consistent, actual, real, ongoing trading executed in the accounts? Honestly, if they just go from 8 to 10 and say no flipping, what's the difference? The flipping rule, I don't really understand the flipping rule anyway. What's the point of the flipping rule? If you're going to allow it and you're saying 10 days and we can flip for 2, then it's basically 8 days and you're just making it 10 instead of 8. Like, what does it matter? So yeah, just get rid of the flipping rule. It creates confusion because people are like, well, what's the flipping rule? Then once they learn it, it's like, well, why would I not flip 2 out of the 10 days? It literally makes no sense. And if anything, the flipping rule promotes the scamming, right? Because you're allowing them to get away with 2 days. Should Apex get rid of 30% consistency rule, which is not hard and fast and open to the interpretation and review decision? Or would it be greater to go to a straight 40% hard and fast rule, easy for everyone to understand and no questions, concerns, or wondering about every scenario and situation? The rules are clear, cut and dry. What does that mean? Check out a quick video. I think we should raise it to 40 clear and cut with a comma at the end, because then there's just no gray area. I mean, granted, most people don't have to worry about it at 30%, but if you give me an extra 10% and I was staying under 30% anyway, why not, right? You're going to get rid of the win. I never understood this either, because if people will have those big windfall trades, why is that not a red flag? Like, it's so obvious. If they're doing it at any point in the account where they have this one big windfall day, it's pretty obvious, right? Like, those are your scammers. Those are your schemers. Unless it's a rhythmic issue, which we saw last week. You like the idea of letting contractors take out 100%, no maximum limits at 5th withdrawal instead of the 4th month, especially if it can go to 8 trading days and request any time. Not on the date range, but understanding this will encourage other scams and schemes, so other filters may have to be put in somewhere to counter this. I don't think this matters too much. Obviously, it would be cool to see it at the 5th withdrawal because you have access to the money more, but I mean, I'm just going to put that because I was purposefully, before I blew those accounts, I was purposefully waiting for that 3rd month to start to try to withdraw so that I could get 100% of the next one, which I was there. I just blew the accounts after I got that 3rd month withdrawal. But I don't think it would matter either way, because the scammers are scammers. If they're taking everything out, like, I don't see how they're going to get to the fifth withdrawal any quicker. I don't quite understand, but I think overall this would be better for everybody, the real traders. Should Apex put caps on lifetime amounts that can be made off each account like other companies do? For example, on a 50K account, the most you can ever take out. Why? No. Why would people want that? No, it's not going to help with that, because I remember there's one company, I think it's Precision actually, I have to go double check this, but it says that you can only take out a certain amount like ever, like over all accounts. So I have to double check that, but that was one of the things I was like, whoa, I don't know about this. I want to say it was them, but it might have been a different company. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look into that. But there is a company out there that says like it's like $25,000, where right now you get the first $25,000, 100% of it on Apex per account opened, where I'm pretty sure there's a prop out there where it's 25% total versus across all accounts ever, which would be insane. Like, so you're saying I can only trade, make $25,000 off you, and then I'm done with you? That makes no sense. If I'm profitable, don't you want me to stay? I digress. You understand that Apex makes it faster and easier to get payouts and quicker to get to 100% payouts. This will encourage a whole, you already said this, geared towards trying to windfall large amounts. But again, with the windfall, like, hire people to combat the windfall trading. How is this not easy to see? You can clearly see the windfall trades. Mark something in there. There's got to be a way to put, like, if it's over a 10% of the account in one trade, mark it, and then you have someone manually go in and see it. You don't have to go check every single account. Just have it set to where you can filter by accounts that were affected and they had a winning trade that was more than 10% of the account. Boom, there you go. Red flag. Go check it out. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you're trying to punish us for something that you're just not doing. Build large balances to get to 100% withdrawal and then blow the account and do the scheme again. Yes, I can see how offering this benefit to traders will encourage others. Again, this isn't, of course I understand. Like, another understand one. I understand in order to make payouts only with 8 days, request anytime, ongoing process, there will be other ways to control. The flipping rule was there to combat windfall trade days. How? I'm a little confused on why that would come. Followed by flip days just to get a withdrawal. The flipping rule is encouraging that. Apex is looking for traders. What are your thoughts on 8 trading days to request a withdrawal? No flipping rules, but 4 of those trading days must be $150 profit to lower the days and get rid of flipping. Something has to ensure continuing ongoing. Aren't they just going to flip for $150? Isn't that what they're doing anyway? There's a 20% rule, right? So there's a consistency rule that you have to follow. If they have a large windfall trade that makes up all their profit and then 9 days of flipping, shouldn't you as a company be checking that? I just don't get it. I don't know. I like the 150 probably no. I do not like this. Would rather it say it 10 days. No, don't like that either. How about 150 plus or minus? No, don't like that. How about 100? Do your job. Here, I'll be more specific. Hire people to specifically combat the windfall trades. It's really that simple. I mean, it's really that simple. What are your thoughts about a maximum cap of profit amounts in the PA accounts of 25K up until the 5th withdrawal to discourage? Again, this doesn't make any sense. No more caps, no 40% rule, and can request withdraw anytime, even daily. How is that going to combat anything? That would encourage flipping even more. Like, so what if I get the 25K just trading normally? You're telling me I have to stop, essentially? How does that make any sense? Yeah, yes, I like this option. It does not feel like it limits me. No, it doesn't. This isn't going to affect me personally, but I could see how it could affect other people that trade bigger size. Like even trades by Matt, for example. I'm pretty sure he was up close to that 25K mark. You're just telling him to stop trading? That doesn't make any sense. Or what if he trades and goes over it? Like, are you going to, like, punish him somehow? Should Apex enforce scaling on PA accounts in order to help discourage windfall traders out of the gate? Scaling on PA accounts. So I don't disagree with this one. I'm going to say yes, because I know Top Step does this, and I think this would actually work well. But again, I don't think it's going to stop the people. Like if you're allowing them to windfall trade and then flip for 9 days and you're paying them, that's on you. And if you're still going to allow it, then scaling isn't going to be that hard for them. I do think like starting with say 5 or 7, and then once you get to 7, you could go up to 10. And then once you get to 10, you could go up to 13, like whatever it is. I feel like that's a decent idea. They should have put like what we think like the amount should be, by the way, because I think starting at 10 would be good. And then going up like 2, like once you get to 10, go to 12, 12, go to 14, 14, go to, because I don't think anyone needs more than 10 to start. Should Apex lower the trailing threshold amounts and give less room to encourage and enforce discipline and risk management? No, guys, 50K accounts, $2,500 drawdown is 5% of your account. If you have a strategy that you're trading well, you know what? I'm actually curious. I never checked this myself. Let's just do it. This is the Kelly criterion. So let's say the odds are what? 9 to 1, right? Or actually it would be 1 to 9, right? No, it's 9, right? Say 50,000, 90, we'll say 90%. Bets must be multiple 1. The minimum, it doesn't matter. We'll just do 1. I think it's supposed to be 1 to 1. Even though I think it's a little bit more than that, but so even with it doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's 1 to 1, it's still saying that your optimal bet is 80% of your account. 80%. And we're only risking 5% with the max, right? But even down here, it says it's massively aggressive. It seeks to increase your capital at the maximum rate possible. Professional gamblers typically take a less aggressive approach and generally will not bet more than about 2.5% of their bankroll. So 5% is not that bad. Like if you go look at some people that trade stocks, 5% is what they use. And it's 5% of your total account. To them, they're looking at it as it's 100% of your account, not 5%. But $2,500 of a 50K account is 5%, not 100%. And I think that is very misconstrued in the prop land. So I'm going to say no. To make this a reality of quicker payouts and quicker path to 100% withdrawal with no minimum days required, the protective measure I like the most is no longer offer 20, max of 10. I don't totally agree with that. Lowering the trailing threshold, definitely don't agree with that. Requiring safety net, don't agree with that. Cap profit limit in PA for first 4 payouts. I just don't understand how that's going to... I think eliminating the 1 day to pass is honestly the best. If these are my 5 options, eliminating 1 day to pass is definitely it. I still don't think that's going to solve anything, but... All right, 2 more questions. To make rules and payouts easier for traders, I support a probation status for those that breach it. This probation includes limits a number of PA accounts, limits the contract and amounts that they can be traded, safety net required, stricter consistency rule 25% versus 40%, until which time it has been proven this trader can follow rules. I mean, I agree with this. I think a probation status is good, right? If they're telling you did something wrong and they put you on probation but let you keep everything else until you can prove that you can do it correctly, then why not? I don't really understand. I don't foresee a problem with that. At the end of all this, if the following was the new Apex program, would you like it? See, this is what I'm saying. So they already have it in mind what they're going to do. So this is what they're probably going to do. 8 trading days of request payout, request end of the 8th day, no request periods, staff processing throughout the week, 40% hard and fast consistency rule, no more flipping rules. So this is basically what I was saying with those two. Everything they've said so far is what I agree with. 4 of 8 days require 100. I don't agree with this, but it sounds like that's what they want to do. 4 of the 8 days required 150. I mean, I just don't understand. I get it, but at the same time, like, I just don't think this is the right way because, again, they'll just start flipping for 150 to get around it. Probation status, I agree with. Limit to max profit amount in PA until 5th withdrawal. I don't see this being a problem for myself, so I don't really care, but I don't necessarily think it's right, and I don't think it's going to necessarily matter. I do think it might help with the windfall trading, so I can see where they're going with that. Take out 100% starting at 5th withdrawal instead of the 4th month. I do agree with that. After 5th withdrawal, no more 40% consistency rule, and no 8 trading days or request. Request anytime, even daily. I mean, he didn't even mention that in the questions, but yeah, I remember him mentioning that in the video. But I think overall, yes, I would vote for this new program. All right, done with that. So that's where we're at with that. If you guys want to do that, Froggo posted the link. I'll post it again just so that we have it. So I'm actually very curious to see how they end up handling all that. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.